Hello, Blue Army, and welcome back to the Blue Army podcast, episode 24. And if you guys are brand new to the podcast itself, please make sure to support the podcast on all of our platforms on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Spotify. And make sure to like and subscribe and share this latest episode for all the other Paramount fans and to the community who adore the podcast itself. And let's get into episode 24 of the Blue Garmin podcast. Getting straight into the Southern Rabbitohs versus Paramount Eels round 24 review over here. Now, I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I'm not gonna go too much into this. I just watched back on the highlights as much as I hate it. Where like I just looked back on the highlights and I just realized that we made Jai Gray defend and attack like freaking James Tedesco. Like the way that he denied Isaiah Ilongi twice in the second half, where Dylan Brown in the second half, well, by the beginning of the second half, when Jack Williams threw an offload there to Dylan Brown, and where Dylan Brown, where he had his best attacking opportunity for the whole time match, and also playing as a center, uh, in the blue and gold jumper there, he manages to offload the ball to Isaiah Alongi, and Longi goes through one on one there from Gray. And what happens? Jai Gray manages to get him short, and it happened twice. Like even when Jim Bolo was getting stopped from Brandon Smith, Jim Bolo offloads the ball there to Isaiah Longi there, and you would have thought that Longi was gonna score the winning try there, but just inches away, Gray once again getting that James Tedesco tackle technique like try saver there twice, and this guy uh is like a dwarf, and yet we're letting him uh dominate and stop our big opening try opportunities without Latrell Mitchell and the rest of the key players. Like, wow, man. I, I, I've, I'm not too sure why we always have to struggle against South Sydney every single time because, of course, they are our bogey team. But um, look, we're going to go play by play over here. Uh, I do apologize if I do rant or just ramble on. I just got a lot of things to get off my chest about this game and a few plays and a few criticisms that are criticizing one particular player who is rumored to leave soon, which we will go into that in the next few segments. But anyways, guys, let's get into the play-by-play here for round 24 for Souths and Parramatta game here at Allianz Stadium for the second week of Indigenous round. Now, it all started here with Peter Malmazios there, causing a ruck infringement there in the first couple of minutes there. And then I believe Junior Bolo, where it looks like he knocked on the ball there, uh, being forced there by Peter Malmazios. He was trying to force the ball out, I believe, looking back on the highlights. And then we've been gifted a penalty, and then Zach Lomax takes the penalty shot there to make it 2 points to nil. And then a couple of minutes later, Souths over here, with Jai Arrow there, I believe is playing in the number 13. He gets off a short board there from Peter Malmazios, I think, to Jacob Hose. Yes. Malmazios passes there to Humphreys and off to Gray, and then off there to Tyrone Munro there as Joshua Carr does the Marcus Sevo chasing out there, and he opens up the gap there for Munro as Dion Brown fails to cover up, and Monroe gets over there to get Souths into the lead after all of the opportunities and the line breaks that Jack Williams made to buy us back in the arse, and just to concede points like that, very disappointing. And I hope that these errors and open opportunities from this reality check for these young and talented blokes can learn off during preseason for next season. But anyways, getting back into the game over here, as 15 minutes left till the first half, Dale Brown gets a run there. The pass is out there to Jack Williams. He had a decent run there. And then Riley Smith, he gets through there. And then with Josh Papali there on his inside man there, I don't know why Riley Smith did not even pass on his inside to Josh Papali there. As Papali there, he passed it out there to Dylan Brown, to Dylan Walker, and then offered it to Moses, and then a short ball there to Kelvin Tuolungi, and then Tuolungi, he offloads the ball there, seeing an open opportunity for Isaiah Ilongi to accelerate with speed and beat Alex Johnson there as he gets over there and gets us back in front, 6 points to 4. Zach Lomax converts the try right in front to make it 8 points to 4. And then with 10 minutes left to go over here, we get the penalty there. We kick it there to touch as Will Pensini taps and passes there to Riley Smith. Smith there, off it to Moses, and he takes the run there. Gets a couple of meters just outside of South's red zone there. He passed off there to Smith there to Dylan Walker, and then off there to Matthew Dory, I think, who came on there for Jim Bolo, I believe. And then Moses off there to Longy, and then off there to Will Pensini there. Open space for Zach Lomax there. And with all of the opportunities there being denied from all the bombs and the predictability that Mitchell Moses has put up, and just heavily relying on Zach Lomax to exhaust him out, just rely on him just to catch the bombs and just execute from the kick chasers there to make it as the great output to convert it into points. Where uh, if you pass it out to him, he will score. But most of the bomb kicks, they it seems like that they're not working properly, and it seems like that whenever we're putting out the bomb kicks there, uh, the chances are for Zach Lomax to catch the ball on the bomb is where he is always crowded. He is always crowded. And I think that's a tactic where it's starting to become very predictable with so many teams with the new rule, with teams being easily enough to kick the to put up the high bombs there for crossfield kicks there, as we've seen from Sam Walker towards Daniel Tupper there. Teams are now going to know when they see Zach Lomax just accelerating down the field there. They know that he is going to jump high and just put his strength there to just burst through from the air there. And I think that since there are going to be so many teams now going to keep their eyes on this rule, which we are hoping that this rule does get changed, because this freaking kicking the ball in the air, and for defenders not be able to allow to tackle a play in the air, especially on a tall giraffe, 34-year-old Daniel Tupou, where he can easily get his height advantage and catch the ball and score his tries there. It is not fair on the defenders to not deny players like him or Zach Lomax or any fucking else. All right, Peter Verlandis and Andrew Abdo, please change this fucking rule, because it is an absolute disgrace, and I have heard so many criticism on SEN radio. It is an absolute disgrace that defenders are not allowed to still tackle tall players like Tupo, uh, even like Jack Bostock, if they're playing him out, maybe during the finals, if the Dolphins make the finals, like for example, like if the Dolphins make it to the finals, whoever they're going to verse, it's going to be very unfair for them to stop them because uh, but what if the centers or either the wingers might not have the muscle to even stop them because of the height advantage and the speed and the strength and the momentum with the kicks that their halfback or either the 5'8" has actually put in them, has actually pushed their momentum and the body strength forward just to put the body on top of them and to easily just score a try like nobody is there. It is a complete disgrace. And please, Verlandis and Andrew Abdo, please change this rule because it is an absolute pathetic disgrace. All right. Anyways, rant over on that tackling in the air rule because it is just doing doing my heading and it needs to be addressed. Like it is a pathetic rule, and it has happened to us in Magic Round where Bayer Simonson was able to tackle Ronaldo Militalo, and the fact that it was about to potentially be reviewed as a penalty try is still a freaking disgrace. Like, just looking back on that, like, my God. But anyways, there's still more to rant about towards in this game as we get back into the game over here. Lomax gets the try over here, and we convert the try there. No, actually, we don't. I believe that Mitchell Moses was taking this kick as I didn't realize that Moses was taking some kicks here since um, I was watching in and out on the TV since I was having my dinner with some families coming over. So, yep. So Zach Lomax, he scores from there. Not 9 minutes left to go in the first half. And then what happens next? Kelvin Tollingy was put on report there on a hit drop there, I believe, on Jacob Host. I believe it was. And then tap there from Peter Malmazios there. He gives Jamie Humphries a run over here, uh, running much more deeper inside of a 10 over here. And this is when Moses himself from marker was prepared to not fall for Peter Malmazios dummy over here. But as we look over here, or as I'm looking over here, Isaiah Ilongi was half asleep there, and he did not expect him to go for the dummy there. But that's okay. Look, Isaiah Ilongi, as I said before, comparing him to Clint Gutherson, his attack is better, but defensively, unfortunately, Clint Gutherson, high IQ wise, is miles ahead of what Isaiah Ilongi can do. Because especially fullback, and also George probably when he failed to stop Kobe Harrington a couple weeks ago when we beaten the Broncos away. And in this situation, it's pretty much the same thing. And yeah, for the rookie himself there, Isaiah Longi there, he fails to stop a try there from the dummy half himself. And yeah, and oh, man, I don't know why we didn't even start Dean Hawkins against his former club there. Like, I reckon if we were starting Dean Hawkins here against his former club, he would have gave him some massive karma for letting him go. And yeah, this whole experiment thing for Isaiah Alongi. Look, he did score a try there, but that came off from a great offload there from Kelvin to Alongi, which he was going pretty good in the first half. Even though look, he was put on report on a dangerous tackle there. It happens, but I mean defensively, look, I thought he was pretty good. I thought this was one of his most solid games I've seen. So, yeah, I'm not going to criticise Calvin Tulungi as I have been in the first half of the season. So, if you know me, guys, I was heavily criticising Calvin Tulungi in the first half of the season, and my God, Calvin Tulungi was terrible against Storm. He was a complete nightmare with his defense. But in this game, yeah, he has improved massively, and I think he has gotten used to Jason Rolls playing tactics throughout, not only attacking wise but also defensive wise. So even though, as I mentioned, he did concede a dangerous tackle there against Jacob Host there. I believe it was. So, or or it could be Joy Arrow. I'm not too sure. It's either one of them. So yeah. But anyways, before half time, Isaiah Longy there. He saves a try there. He takes it dead there. When Selps they put on a grub kick there. I believe who was that from? From Isaiah Tuss there, and then Tom Munro was inches away from pick up the ball there and going there for a double there, and he knew saying, "Oh man, I could have gotten that double there, mate." But anyways, into the second half here as it was 12 points to 10. Not going into half time that convincingly. Um, in my opinion, yeah. Well, when the half time occurred, I was pretty disappointing with our errors there and with our defensive and with our defense there and with some predictability towards Zach Lomax there, and I thought that we weren't giving enough ball there to Isaiah Alongi there in the first half there to give out the pass there to Joshua Carr. So as I said in my last episode, if Isaiah Alongi was playing fullback, then Joshua Carr would have gotten a hat trick. But in this game, in the second half, he did however get has gotten the ball, but we will go into that in a sec. As the second half has occurred, Jack Williams goes in for a line break there. He passes along there to Dylan Brown, and Dylan Brown he sees Isaiah Ilongi speaking of the devil himself there. He goes up 1-1 there on Jai Gray, and Jai Gray gets the try over there like he is James Tedesco 2.0. And he plays the ball there to Riley Smith. We didn't get any tries off from a set there. And then South's on the other end there. Peter Mamazios there gets tackled on the last there after gaining 30 meters there. He places it there to Brandon Smith. He passes out there to Humphreys, and then off there, I'm not sure who towards, but he passes out there to Tellus Duncan, and he gets over there, and he gets Southstead back in front there by 14 points to 12. Cody Walker. Oh yeah, it was Cody Walker who passed out there to Taylor Duncan. My bad, playing in number 22, and then Peter Malmazios there, from the scrum feed there. He passed out there to Jai Gray, and Jai Gray, as he was about to explode and run away, possibly with a try himself there. They gave some more meters there, just outside of a 10 there. They passed it out there towards the left there, and then once again Cody Walker with the short ball there to tell us Duncan there with the change of speed direction there from Duncan himself there, gets over there, and Yeah. Jai Gray and Taylor Duncan were possibly two of the best players, and were possibly one of the standout for this match. I know Longy nearly scored a couple of tries, and he nearly did, as after this try when Duncan has put him up there by 20 points to 12 after the conversion there from Bentley. I don't know, from Ben Bentley, I believe his name was. I can't really remember, like Bailiff. But anyways, with 8 minutes left to go here, Josh probably there. He plays the ball there on the scrum feed there, gives it up there to Talon Da Silva there. He passes out there to Mitchell Moses, and then off there to Longy there. He passes out there to Zach Lomax, and Lomax gets over there, and it is still game on, 20 points to 16. But Moses does miss the conversion there. And then what happens next? 2 minutes left to go here. Walker off to Moses here, and then Junior Bola there, and offload away there to Isaiah Ilongi as he was trying to reach over there, but then Tellus Duncan and Jai Gray, I believe it was, who made the tackle there, or was it the 5'8"? Yes, it was the two standouts, the two fucking standouts for South Sydney, stopping Isaiah Ilongi, denying him the winning try, and South Sydney with the two best standouts players denies that. Absolutely, just uh, gut uh, guttering right there. My God. Yeah. But yeah, look, Isaiah Ilongi, he had a chance to put on the grubber kick there for Joshua Carr, but then he makes the error there, and he makes it an absolute dog's breakfast there when he was trying to pass it out there to Joshua Carr. And yeah, I think that the experiment for Isaiah Ilongi at 5'8" was a complete failure. I know that he nearly scored a try there, but in my opinion, he is a better fullback than a 5'8", in my opinion. And I feel like that Dean Hawkins should have been started against his former club there. I reckon we should have just at least like uh, done this experiment, like possibly against the Knights in the last round of the season, in my opinion, because I think this was completely just silly, in my opinion, just to start an experiment like this against our bogey team, where if we would have won against a bogey team over here, especially in this round, this would have been a massive win for us, especially going into the match against the Roosters back at home, where that momentum and the confidence against South Sydney. I know that it was injury prone, but we can get those points over there and just carry with us against the Roosters. But man, oh man, with this poor and pathetic performance against the Roosters, forget it. Absolutely, just forget it. If we're gonna make Jai Gray look like James Tedesco and Talis Duncan, like an absolute machine there, like forget versing the Sydney Roosters, because it's gonna be the same story. James Tedesco and Angus Cryan are going to absolutely just kill our defense over there. And I reckon if there's no changes, or if we don't, or if Dylan Brown, I know that he made one good open play there for Isaiah Ilongi, but defensively and still attacker wise, he was dog shit. He was absolutely just dog shit, and he needs to f off by next week, because if he's not out by next week, I'm going to say that the Sydney Roosters are going to put on 30 plus points on us, especially back at home, because we all know that we always struggle against the Sydney Roosters as well, as it's always a close game, and we need to act like we're going to make it a close game, but not like tonight. Tonight was sorry, no. Well, last night should I say was absolutely just pathetic. Yeah, you can say about the refereeing decisions and that, but that was absolutely just pathetic. With most of our origin stars in there, with Moses, Lomax, Jermaine Hopgood, Giambolo, but potentially Longy as a Queensland future origin star there. Still, with Jack Williams still making those opportunities over there. And with poor Lomax just putting out his all, we still cannot put out the right and simple tactics to absolutely just bandoozle this injury prone, lackluster, aging South Sydney side with an aging coach. It was absolutely just embarrassing. And I don't care about the excuses about, oh well, why are you surprised? South Sydney are our bogeting. Yeah, I get it. And yes, I know. Well, look at the bright side. At least we didn't concede 30 plus points. Okay, I get that. But still, like, how the fuck do we still lose against a team like this where we come so close for Isaiah Iolongi and yet still make one of the young players look freaking elite where they are not consistently elite there? Like, it was an absolute disgrace and just pathetic from the boys last night. And I was absolutely just fuming from this match. And honestly, I couldn't I could not blame any other Parramatta fan who was struggling to sleep after from last night, because last night our sets were completely just dog shit, and our kicking game was just so predictable. Just always put up the bombs there to Zach Lomax, as I've been saying a thousand and thousands upon thousands of times. But nah, hopefully Jason Rolls can really rip into this team and can learn from his tactical mistakes over here. Because I am hoping that we are going to finish above 15th place to prove the Parramatta Deltas wrong. Because I still believe that this team can finish above 15th place. Because not only we have the Roosters, but we also have the Warriors there uh, as well, as they have one of their rookies there who was looking like to win Rookie of the Year. Um, and yeah, and we also got Newcastle back at home there, which I'm for sure we should win by. But I am hoping that we can either win against the Roosters or either against the Warriors there. Sorry, no, well, I know that we have the Roosters at home, but again, it's still going to be tough. Tough. They absolutely just pull down the Bulldogs' pants over there, and plus, we all know that Sam Walker is going to just spam the kick button there towards Tupo there, and it's just going to be a complete field day there for our backline defense there, and yeah, like we need to shut down Sam Walker, Tedesco, and also Angus Crichton, because if we're gonna do something like this, man, just forget just turning up, because it's just it could even be worse than 30 plus. It could even be that flashback there back in 20 I think it was back in 2013 where we got smashed by the Roosters 56 points to something, or was it back in 2014? I believe it was, where we got absolutely just hammered by the Roosters there by the Eastern Suburbs at Arlen Stadium there by 52 points to four there, I believe it was. And this could be potentially the same outcome by next week if we don't sort out our shit after last night. So yeah. some a lot of things to fix up by before next week. So yeah, uh, but enough going on about my rants into this game. Let's get into the players' ratings for this game over here. So sorry about the guys. Um, my phone was about to be flat in that, I had to charge it. So apologies if I have to record like this for the rest of the episode. But anyways, guys, just going through on my players over here since I'm not recording this on my laptop. Um, yeah, let's go through the players' rates over here, based uh based off the stats over here. So player stats over here. We got Jack Williams having 32 tackles over here. Zach Littleback's trying out his absolute heart out there, getting 2 tries, 225 run meters there, and two most live breaks there, getting himself there, 64 fantasy points there as well, which I thought that Zach Lomax was my man of the match since he was trying out he's absolutely high out there, and I absolutely just feel sorry for Zach Lomax. That we are treating him like a robot after he was mentally drained still during Origin there. And yeah, like, bro, we need to stop treating Zach Lomax so robotic since I don't know if he's still getting over that Origin loss there from Origin there, but whatever it is, I am hoping that he is going to improve it by preseason by 2026. But before he even does that, he has got some offers in that, which we will go into the next segment during this episode. But yeah, I'm gonna give him 3 points for Zach Lomax here. 2 points. I'm gonna give it to Isaiah. Hmm, I think I'm gonna give it. Uh, I think I'm gonna give it to Jack Williams. I thought he was absolutely just terrorizing South Sydney's middle over there, especially the edge there as well. And yeah, he was pretty good there with his offloads there. Speaking about offloads, um, I think I think Kelmore Tuolungi wasn't that bad. Matter of fact, he made 57 post contact meters there, and he had about like how many tackles? Well, he made about like one tackle break there, and he made about like 25 tackles there. And I'm not gonna lie here, guys. I think I'm gonna go for a pretty bold call over here. Even though that Isaiah Ilungi was pretty close on scoring those tries over here, I still reckon that Isaiah Ilungi could have performed a little bit much more better there. Uh, but I mean, look, um, man, uh, I'll see if I want to give 1 point to either Longy or either to Camel to Longy there, as I'm seeing the stats right here, right now, as I'm recording this. I'll say we had about like 43 post meters there. I'll probably say that Longy. I'll give him one. I'll give him 1 point there. I was going to give it to Kelma Lungi. I'm not gonna lie, since he wasn't a bad Kelma Lungi, in my opinion. So yeah, um, yeah. So that's my 3-1 there, guys. For this match, what's your 3-1 here? Let me know in the comment section down there below, because I'm not gonna lie, like Kelma Lungi, I think this was low key possibly one of his best games yet for the blue and gold. So yeah. But anyways, guys, let's move on to the NRLW match where we also got humiliated 38 points to 4. Okay, so um, now we're going to be talking about the women's game, and I'm not gonna lie, looking back on the highlights, I don't know if this is even worth talking about at all. Because our backline defense, Zali Faye, if you're watching this right now, and I don't mean to be harsh, but your defense was so ordinary in this game. You are finished, and I gotta say, man, I think this was Flores Gins' worst of a match for the Eels yet. And yeah, like our centers were just opening up the gaps there for Hufunga to make it up to. We weren't even shutting her down, and I said that on my story. Don't give too much space there for to make it up to. And what do? We gave her space, and we gave her so many plays there for Robbie T- Tizell, I think her name is, and then we get off spaces there to Robertson there, and many other players there. It was an absolute crap fest there from our ladies there in the backline defense there. And this match has shown that Flo again is not a defender; she is a attacker. Um, of course, she doesn't have the body to really stop big plays like Robertson and that. So I mean, I won't go too harsh on her on game, but man, oh man, Zali Faye, I'm sorry to say, but she is finished. I don't know what the fuck has happened um to us just having such a good backline depth there with letting go Rose Kelly off there to the Cowboys. And then I'm not too sure what's happening with Monarchy Donovan. Like, I know that she's, um, I think she might be released or something, or she's off contract still. I don't know what happened to Donovan, man. Like, I'm not too sure if she's playing for the Harvey Norman's women's team. I'll probably go and check right now because I don't even watch the Harvey Norman women's premiership team, but I'll check right now just to make sure if Donovan is even playing for us still, or if we have released her. Because I don't really remember when previewing the women's team for the 2025 season that one of our uh, backline players who weren't that bad, Donovan, maybe has been released. I'll check on the team list over here. They did, however, defeat South Sydney by 26 points to 8. I just want to check on the team list over here. Did I don't think she's playing. I think she has been released by now. Like I don't even know. Um people in the comment section or whoever's watches right now, can someone just let me know what happened to Monica Donovan? Like, bro, like because I reckon releasing her and Rose Kelly was a big mistake, in my opinion, and it's coming to bite us back right up in the ass with Zali Faye and with no options to fill in there for Rory Owen just to make those decent tackles that Owen has made in round one and also in other matches as well. So yeah, once again, injuries have been killing us. Once again, with our back line depth there, I know that our forwards there conceded some tries over there. Were a little bit poor. Not by much, but it was mostly just laying that space there for Tamika Upton, and it was basically the Tamika Upton show against us. So yeah, that's just this match in a complete nutshell. So yeah, but it says over here that Manu Q Donovan
he's playing for the Indigenous All Stars still. Um, so she did, however, made an appearance there. I think for us. I think for this season, in round one, maybe. I'm not too sure. I think she might be injured still, or I don't even know. Like, I don't even know if she's with us. I might have to double check. Um, I think she might be because I'm not too sure who she's playing for again or who she with. Um, oh, I'll be right back, you guys. Just give me. So I just done I just done some research over here, guys, and apparently she plays for the Cronulla Southern Sharks, Harvey Norman team, right there. Which look, um I'm not sure why. Maybe because she dropped some form, and then Steve George Ellis thought that it will be good for her to be released there. But man, oh man, yeah, it's a little bit disappointing that George Ellis, hasn't really gotten any backup troops there to really fill up there for Rory Owen. Since again, like as I said before, she has the speed, um, and she's very good when she is in open space, but defensively, um, she's very poor when it comes to big players like Robertson, and yeah, you get the rest. So yeah, but yeah, that's there's something too much to really say about this game, since I didn't really get to watch this game here, guys, to be honest. And yeah, there's nothing too much to really dissect off from this game, since it was basically the Tamika Upton show. So yeah, um and off from that note, let's just go into the players' ratings for the women's team. Alrighty, so let me just give me a sec, because I am all over the place over here on the Eels website. Excuse my voice, I just lost my voice for yelling so much on this episode. um, anyways, let's get into the players' stats over here. Most tackles, Kenny Cherison making 30 tackles compared to Regan Hicks. Drew Robertson making 275 running meters there. Dominating Church, who has only made 165 running meters there. Most line breaks there. Drew Robertson making four most line breaks there. Mihaly Murphy only making one. And yeah, Robertson was absolutely just fantastic, according to the stats up here. But yeah, um, enough of that. Let's go with a 3-1 over here. All right, so 3 points. I'm gonna give 3 points, and it's a pretty hard one, because the whole entire team was very inconsistent, and the only time that we were actually playing some good footy was towards the end. So it was just classical Parramatta over here. And oh man, it's a tough one to give 3 points to either one of the NRLW players over here, because they were all just dog shit. Sorry to say that, but it's my honest truth. Um, I'm gonna go 3 points. Man, it's a tough one. Because I didn't get to watch the full match over here, so I'll go off by heart and say, well, Albert didn't really go that well. Oh boy, I'll probably go, let's say, with Mattelli. I guess with 3 points with her, 2 points to Abby Church, and then 1 point there to Kenny Sheridan. He was trying to uh, get us back into the game over here. She did made 30 tackles and no missed tackles there, so she was possibly our best defender there over there. I'll probably give her. Actually, sorry. I'll probably give Kennedy Cheriton 3 points, and then I'll give the church 2 points, and then Mattelli there. I will give her. Um, uh, yeah, I will give her 1 point there as well. So yeah, that's my 3-1 there for the women's team. And let's move on to the next segment, as we do have only one rumor for Zach Lomax, and we will go into that right now. Alrighty, just pretty much over here, the Premier Eels, as being rumored over here, looks like from all of these rubbish rumors over here. Sorry about this camera angle over here. My phone is charging. So apologies for that, guys. So yeah, the Premier Eels are offering a potential release, maybe. Well, they haven't even offered a release, but there has been some rumors that there might be some chance that the Premier Eels might actually release him for this new Saudi BS fake rugby union team, sorry, league called the Rugby 360 League, or something, whatever it is called. And it's basically like a Saudi league where it's gonna to offer so much money for players that that are going to get more paid from what NRL clubs are paying them at the moment, which is a complete disgrace, in my opinion. And you know what this reminds me of, from a different sporting code, soccer. Now, if you guys have not noticed, the Premier League has started, and I think it was I think it was 2 years ago, when the Premier League was in a much more similar situation, when so-called the Super League has actually tried to convince many big clubs like Real Madrid, Barcelona, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, you name it. Like even Man City, like they even uh, are trying to convince big clubs to join their league because of the money in that. And this is what is happening for the same thing over here, but with the players. And I am hoping that this doesn't even have any bad effects on the NRL clubs themselves. Because if it does, then it's a complete disgrace. And I think this is a major concern if Zach Lomax is actually agreeing to leave the Eels because of this absolute pathetic and rubbish thing, just going around and just having this bullshit whispers about this rugby Saudi league happening to overtake rugby league, which in my opinion is absolutely just bullshit, in my opinion. So yeah, I reckon this is not going to happen. I reckon this rugby 360 league is going to just dust away the same way as what the Super League did, where the Super League has lost the battle against the Premier League, and I am hoping that the NRL does address this issue as soon as possible, and that they could put that they could put an end to this absolute kerfuffle, to all of these bullshit whispers for players like Zach Lomax. I think there's other players going out there. I'm not too sure who else is being offered, but I have heard that there are some more players being rumored to be released from the former clubs there. I think even Nathan Cleary. Like, are you are you for real? Like, how are these secretly Freemasons going to be able to get these this type of money to make it fair for both the NRL and for rugby union itself. Like this is even killing rugby union itself. Like it's a complete mess, and I reckon these reports are completely just bullshit. Because yeah, like I don't see this Saudi league rugby union this rugby union league, whatever you want to call it, is going to overtake Australian rugby union teams, or either Australia rugby union itself, or it can even overtake rugby league, which it's definitely not going to happen, in my opinion. So yeah, but yeah, according to like the thing over here, like it says over here that um in case of if I have missed some other details than that. Um, so apparently this competition is set to launch in 2026 in September. So meaning like he has to depart 2 years remaining on his contract, and yeah, like it still remains if the club itself does even consider granting him a release, which we all know is completely just bullshit, because it's not going to happen. So yeah, but oh, there's also other players like Jai Gray now, the player that we just versed. He was tabled 920,000 K to go to that 360 rugby league. And yeah, um, and Lomax has even been proven that he's going to be offered a range of 1.3 million a season. Could be tabled if he's defected, which yeah, like I think it is completely uh just a just a complete disgrace. Like, and it just keeps on saying over here that his interest adds more fuel to speculation that the upcoming offseason could bring in a Varese battle between the two codes if Rubber 360 pushes ahead with his plans, which I don't think it is. Like it's going to happen the same thing as what the Super League did when they were trying to push their plans to convince big soccer clubs like Premier League clubs, La Liga clubs, and even others. Like it's not going to happen. Like there's no way. Like surely. So yeah, I think that this Rugby 360 Saudi League is going to be a complete failure, and the plan is not going to go ahead. So for anyone who is believing that this Rugby 360 rumors thing is going to take our beloved and newest signing Zach Lomax, then you're dreaming. Like, or you're just overreacting, because it's not gonna happen. I've seen this before with the Premier League. As I keep on repeating myself again, it's rubbish. Don't believe this shit. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Uh, it's it's fake news. So yeah. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be it there for episode 24 of the Blue Garment Podcast. Apologies for the camera angle there. About the setup and that. I just want to change some things in that. Uh, going ahead with the podcast and that. So yeah. But I do appreciate you guys keeping support and also some feedback towards the podcast to make it a little bit better. Um, and if you guys do want to be a pre-host for the podcast itself, to come over here and to discuss some things about the club, or the players and the team's performances, please DM me on either Instagram or either on TikTok, and we can make it happen. So yeah. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be it there. And as of always, blue and gold never folds, and go para. Anyways, take care and have a good night.